The mention of Branch 5X creates an intriguing new mystery in Severance Season 2. After the many explosive reveals in Severance Season 1's ending, Season 2 is exploring the fallout of these revelations, while also providing more insight into the show's many ongoing mysteries. Season 2, Episode 1, focuses on Severance's innie characters, while Episode 2 focuses on their outies and how Lumon Industries executives are attempting to do damage control. The corporation's efforts to legalize the severance procedure are in jeopardy, particularly after what the innie of Helena Egan, Britt Lower, shared. While there are still many mysteries about Lumon's endgame, it has become increasingly clear it is tied to the project known as Cold Harbor. In Episode 1, Cold Harbor is shown to be the name of the new file that Mark S., Adam Scott, and his co-workers are refining, and that it is connected to Gemma Ms. Casey, Ditch and Lockman. Episode 2 demonstrates that behind the scenes, Lumon's executives are fixated on Mark completing the Cold Harbor file, even if that means bringing in co-workers from elsewhere. Severance reveals that Lumon's Branch 5X was shut down and employees were laid off. Mark W. and Gwendolyn Y. were laid off from Branch 5X. After firing Dylan G., Zach Cherry, and Irving B., John Turturro, Mr. Milchick, Trammell Tillman only has 48 hours to find Mark new co-workers in the macrodata refinement department, so the work on Cold Harbor can continue. Two of these co-workers are Mark W., Bob Balaban, and Gwendolyn Y., alias Shawkat. Mr. Milchick mentions that Mark W. and Gwendolyn were laid off from another branch of Lumon Industries known as 5X, while the third co-worker, David, Stefano Carinanti, has been flown in from overseas. In Episode 1, Mark W. mentions as a fun fact during the icebreaker game that his branch was shut down, and he thought his innie would be permanently retired, which made it a nice surprise to discover that he is working at Lumon again. Based on these details, it seems that Branch 5X was shut down and that all employees were laid off because Lumon deemed the branch to be a failure. Mark W. mentions to Mark S. that in his old branch, he and his team never hit their quota, which likely contributed to why Lumon shut the branch down. Lumon's executives make Branch 5X sound terrible. Mr. Drummond has an intriguing response to bringing in former Branch 5X employees. Mr. Drummond, Olafur Darry Olafsson, looking serious and sitting at a conference table in Severance Season 2. Image via Apple TV+. When Mr. Milchick reveals during a meeting with Lumon executives that he has brought in two previously laid-off employees from Branch 5X, the mysterious Mr. Drummond, Olafur Darry Olafsson, says, "Branch 5X? Really?" His response is surprised and somewhat judgmental, which suggests nothing good about the branch. Mr. Drummond's surprised and judgmental attitude may just be related to the fact that Branch 5X was unable to successfully refine their files, which makes them less than ideal candidates to work on Cold Harbor given how poorly Mark S. and his co-workers are treated. Even when they do hit their quota, Lumon probably did unimaginably horrific things to severed employees who never met their quota. With his high status in the Lumon hierarchy, Mr. Drummond may even have played a direct role in what happened at Branch 5X and been part of shutting it down. His response raises questions about what exactly happened at Branch 5X beyond the employees' failure to meet their quota. Severance Season 2 needs to reveal what caused Branch 5X to shut down and why its reputation is so bad. These answers can relate to other mysteries. Helena Egan, Britt Lower, sitting across from Ms. Coble, Patricia Arquette, in Severance Season 2, Episode 2. Image via Apple TV+. Why Branch 5X shut down and why its reputation is so bad are now among the many questions in Severance. The Apple TV Plus series is brilliantly written and has a clever way of incorporating seemingly small details that are paid off in later episodes. Branch 5X is another perfect example of this, as Episode 2 does not spend too much time focusing on this detail, but it does seem important, especially when it comes to better understanding what Lumon is really working towards. Lumon may be most invested in the Cold Harbor file, but it is not the only file they want refined, as Branch 5X and other branches overseas have their own macrodata refinement departments. Learning about what happened at Branch 5X can help the characters and the audience better understand what Lumon is doing with Gemma Ms. Casey, along with what Lumon wants from her. Branch 5X's story can also reveal more about Mark W. and Gwendolyn's innies in Severance Season 2, which will give them a chance to continue playing a role in the new season.